Welcome to The Explainer. You know, we love to break down complex topics into something you can really sink your teeth into. And today, we've got a wild one. It's a story about a massive financial recovery. But this wasn't about the stock market or some risky investment. Nope. This was all about fixing a broken process from the inside out.
All right, just picture this for a second. Your company, it's crushing it, closing deal after deal, thousands of them. But here's the kicker. A full £8 million in revenue from deals you've already won just gets stuck. It's like it vanishes into thin air. It's not lost to a competitor, no. It's lost somewhere inside your own company, never even getting invoiced.
So, how on earth does that happen? How does a company literally lose millions on deals they've already closed? I mean, that's the big question, right? And listen, the answer isn't some simple accounting error, a typo here, a misplaced file there. No. This is a sign of something much, much deeper, a systemic failure in the very bones of how the business operates. So yeah, let's dive in and unpack this.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with that big £8 million problem. Then we'll look at the chaotic system that caused it. After that, we'll get into the clever system they designed to fix everything, how they actually put it into action, and finally, the results, from totally lost to fully recovered.
All right, first up, the 8 million problem. We really need to understand where the biggest threat was coming from. And spoiler alert, it wasn't from the outside.
You know, when we think about threats to a business, our minds usually go straight to the external stuff, right? Hackers, fraud, people trying to break in. But what this story just slams home is that sometimes the biggest danger is internal. It's the broken processes, the bad data flow. It's like having a leaky pipe in your house. It might not be a dramatic flood, but it's silently doing massive damage day in and day out.
So that brings us to the system itself, or really the lack of one. A system in chaos. I mean, how did things get this bad? This company is processing over 300,000 deals a year, and yet more than 4,000 of them just got stuck in limbo, never billed. Let's look at why. And it wasn't just one thing that went wrong. It was a whole collection of failures. A perfect storm, really. You had documents just disappearing between departments. There was this no email policy, which, okay, might have sounded like a good idea, but it just pushed communications into places nobody could track. And here's the real kicker. Sales reps got their commissions paid before the company even sent an invoice. So what's the incentive to make sure the paperwork is finished? There isn't one. It was a system that basically guaranteed zero accountability. And this quote, man, this just says it all. When sales reps leave, documents vanish. It perfectly captures the chaos. Someone leaves the company and poof, all the crucial paperwork for their deals just disappears. No ownership, no handoff process, nothing. Just gone. Okay, so faced with this giant, growing, multi-million-pound problem, the company gets to a turning point. They realize they couldn't just keep sticking Band-Aids on it. It was time to stop patching leaks and actually design a real recovery system. And the core of their big plan was something called an EDI workflow. Now, electronic data interchange sounds super technical, but just think of it like a brand new digital highway connecting everyone. Sales, contractors, billing, all together. It's a single unified process. And the best part? It has checkpoints built right in to validate deals along the way, so nothing can get lost again.
The goals for this thing were super clear. Goal 1, make sure documents can flow seamlessly between teams. No more black holes. Goal 2, speed up the time to invoice, like drastically. Goal 3, and this one's huge, stop deals from getting voided after the commission has already been paid. And finally, Goal 4, really build a sense of ownership over the data. Make people care about keeping it clean.
So, you could have the best plan in the world, right? But making it happen is a whole different ballgame. Let's look at how they actually rolled this solution out across the entire company.
And they were smart about it. This wasn't some flip a switch and pray situation. It was a careful, step-by-step rollout. First, they got the top bosses on board by showing them in hard numbers that $8 million risk. That gets attention.
Then they actually created brand new jobs, unbilled clerks. And get this, their pay was tied to how well they performed. After that, they built the system, trained everybody up, and launched it with smart new processes like a proper exit workflow for when people leave, no more vanishing documents. And what I find really cool is the tech they used to build this thing. They didn't go out and buy some crazy multi-million-dollar software package. No, they started with Google Sheets and SQL. Then they eventually moved up to Airtable and Zapier. It just goes to show you that you can build something absolutely game-changing with tools that are pretty much accessible to everyone.
Okay, so after all that work, all that planning, did it actually work? This is the moment of truth. Let's look at the results, because honestly, they're staggering. First off, let's talk about those deals that were just sitting around getting old. Before, a whopping 16% of deals were aging without an invoice. 16%. After they put the new system in place, that number dropped all the way down to just 2.5%. I mean, talk about plugging a leak.
And now for the headline number, the big one. By going back and clearing out that massive backlog, we're talking over 19,000 old invoices, the new system and the team recovered, get this, over 41 million pounds. 41 million. They didn't just solve the initial 8 million pound problem, they basically discovered a buried treasure chest of their own money. And it wasn't just about finding old money. The system was also a fantastic defense for the future. Those built-in validation checks, they caught more than 3,800 invalid deals before they could become a problem. Think about all the future headaches and financial losses that prevented. So what's the big lesson here? It's that words like visibility and ownership aren't just fluffy buzzwords you hear in meetings. They're not just nice-to-haves. As this story proves, they are actual multi-million-dollar assets. Getting this right can literally transform a company's bottom line. And that really leaves us with one last question to chew on. For all of us, every company has these hidden points of friction, these gaps in the process. So it makes you wonder, what's your company's hidden $8 million problem? What invisible issue is just sitting there, waiting to be solved?